Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through some of the problems from the 1A assignment from core topics. All right, so number one, state the gradient and y-intercept of the line with the equation, blah, 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 blah. So gradient is the same thing, hopefully you'll remember, as slope, right? So the slope of this is 3. So the gradient, and you will often see it written as m for gradient, equals 3, and then the y-intercept is 7. Okay, so for g, the slope is really this 7x plus 2 are both being divided by 9, so I'm going to look at it as like this. So that's the slope is going to be 7/9, and the y-intercept is going to be 2/9. All right. Number 2, find in gradient intercept form the equation line that has gradient 3 passes through 4, 1. You can do this with point slope or slope intercept. I prefer point slope, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, right? So we get the slope gradient m is 3, so that's going to be 3. And we do x minus 4 and y minus 1. And then simply just simplify. Y minus 1 equals 3x minus 12. Add 1 to both sides. Y is 3x minus 11. Okay. Again, the nice part about using point slope is all you do is plug stuff in, and when you simplify, you come up with your entire equation. If you do slope intercept, then you have to find the y-intercept, and then you have to plug it back into the equation. So this, I feel like this kind of makes it a little bit nicer. All right, number 4, calculate the gradient of the illustrated road. Write your answer as a percentage. Okay, so gradient is always rise over run, right? So rise over run. So in this case, that's going to be 104 over 1320. So we can plug that into our graphing calculator. 104 divided by 1320. And that gives us 0.07878. And it does say to write your answer as a percentage. So this as a percentage, move the decimal over twice, and that's 7.88. 7.88%. All right. All right, moving on to number 6. An unused bank account is charged a yearly fee. The graph alongside shows the balance of the account after X years. Find the gradient and y-intercept of the line and interpret your answers. So gradient, basically there's a nice spot right here at 0 and 90, and then I'm gonna look for another nice spot which is right here, which looks like that's at 1 and 80. So basically we're trying to figure out how far down it goes versus how far over it goes. So we could plug this into the point slope formula and do all that, or we can just use hopefully good old common sense so from this point, always go left to right. From this point to that point, it goes down from 90 to 80, so that's negative 10, and then it goes over from 0 to 1, so it's negative 10 over 1, which is negative 10, which is our slope. Okay, and then the y-intercept we already found, that's right up here. The y-intercept of the line is 90, so y-intercept is 90. Okay, so it says find and interpret your answers. So the slope, negative 10, means every year your unused bank account is charged a yearly fee, and is the balance in the account. So every year you're losing $10 if you don't use your bank account. Okay, so it just keeps going down by $10 every year. And then the y-intercept is 90. That means that you started with $90 in your account. Okay? All right. Next one, the height of a helicopter above sea level, T minutes after taking off is this, meters. What height above sea level did the helicopter take off from? So that's when, now it doesn't, oh, let's see, it says T minutes and then H is the height. So if it took off, that's when time equaled 0, right? So we would simply plug in 0 to this here. So our height would then equal 150 plus 120 times 0. That just turns into 0. And our height would be 150 meters. Okay. Interpret the value 120 in the equation. So the 120 is right here. That is with the t. So this is our gradient or slope, right? So that means, since it's positive 120, that the helicopter goes up 120 meters every minute. Okay. All right. That's all we did for 8. And again, I'm not doing all the parts, just doing some of them to kind of get you going and get a good start. But number 9, write in general form. So if you'll remember, general form, the x's and y's got to be on one side, and then the constant is on the other side. So first thing we're going to do is add 2/9 x to both sides. So it gives us 2/9 x plus y equals 8/9. And we also cannot have any fractions in this anywhere. So we only, see that we actually have a common denominator of 9. So if we multiply everything here by 9, then that should get rid of our fraction or decimal. We can't have decimals either. So these 9's cancel out. That leaves us with 2x. 9 times y is 9y. And then the 9 and the 9 cancel out there. It turns into 1, and that's 8 over 1 is 8. So this is our equation in general form. Okay, last one, write in gradient intercept form. So that's just slope intercept form, right? So really all we're going to do is get y by itself and everything else to the right. So subtract 5x. Y equals negative 5x plus 2 is our slope intercept form. Okay, on other ones, just to help out, if there was a number, like if this was 3y or something like that, we'd still move the x over first and then divide everything by 3. So you always got to have y is always got to be all by itself. Okay, all right. If you have any further questions on this at all, please feel free to ask. Thanks.